Welcome to all my fiery Aries friends, whether you're a long-time follower or just stumbled in here with the bold curiosity only an Aries could carry. I'm thrilled to have you at Zodiac Talks Tarot, where we blend ancient wisdom with real-world clarity, and maybe just a sprinkle of humor to keep things spicy. Today, we're not pulling numbers out of a hat or giving you some half-baked lotto predictions. No. We're diving into something far deeper, something that speaks directly to the core of who Aries is: passionate, impulsive, fiercely independent, and always chasing a bigger purpose. So what's on the table? 6 powerful numbers charged with energy that perfectly align with Aries' cosmic fire and the deep introspective calm of Buddhist teachings. These aren't just lucky numbers, they're what I call vibrational gateways. Keys that, when used with awareness, can unlock your personal potential, align you with the universal flow, and remind you of your role as one of the chosen ones, those bold enough to rise, fall, and rise again, with purpose. Think of this as your sacred toolkit for the year of triumph 2025. We're talking mindfulness that doesn't ask you to extinguish your flame, but to direct it with wisdom. We're talking courage that arises not from pushing harder, but from seeing more clearly. And yes, we're talking numbers, but in a way that makes your inner fire feel seen, honored, and activated. So before we begin, take a breath, yes, even you, Aries, and center yourself. You might be charging toward greatness, but clarity starts in stillness. Then, when you're ready, say it with me. I am ready to receive with peace and purpose. Now, let's get into these 6 numbers that just might change how you navigate everything from ambition to alignment. And trust me, you're going to want to stay till the end. There's a bonus that even Aries can't rush past. Let's talk about the mighty number 12, a number that carries more spiritual weight than you might expect from something that also happens to be the number of eggs in a carton. In Buddhist philosophy, 12 represents the principle of dependent origination, which is a profound way of saying, nothing exists in isolation. Every thought, action, and even eyebrow twitch sets off a ripple. And while Aries folks are known for charging headfirst into life like they've got a personal vendetta against waiting rooms, number 12 invites you to pause, yes, pause, and consider this: you're part of a much larger dance, and it's not all about your solo. Now I know, Aries, interdependence might sound like some kind of cosmic leash. But it's not about losing your fire, it's about understanding how that fire spreads, warms others, and yes, occasionally burns down the metaphorical shed if you're not careful. It's the difference between wild heat and purposeful light. The symbol tied to this number is the tiger, fierce, elegant, and dangerously quiet. Kind of like Aries on their 3rd cup of espresso, right before they rewrite their life plan at 2 a.m. The tiger teaches us that true power isn't loud, it's focused, deliberate, and utterly unbothered by chaos. Sounds a little like enlightened Aries, if you ask me. And here's your mantra to go with it: light a lamp for someone else, it brightens your own path. That's Buddhist wisdom, not just Pinterest poetry. It means that your courage, when directed toward helping others, becomes something divine. So go ahead, lead the charge. Just maybe double check that your lamp isn't setting the curtains on fire this time. Balance, dear Aries. Balance. Number 13. The black sheep of the number world. The one hotels pretend doesn't exist and elevators skip like it's cursed. But here's the twist: 13 isn't unlucky. Not for Aries. In fact, it's practically your cosmic twin. Bold, rebellious, misunderstood, and just a little bit dangerous when provoked. Sound familiar? For Aries, who treats routine like a prison sentence and lives for the thrill of the unknown, 13 is your spirit number in 2025, what I like to call your glow-up code for the year of triumph. This isn't about reckless chaos, though let's be honest, a little chaos is kind of your thing. It's about risk with purpose. Realignment. A bold leap that doesn't just shake the table, it rebuilds it. Let's break it down. 1 is about fresh starts, Aries energy at its finest. That burn it all down and begin again impulse? Yeah, that's your jam. 3 is creative firepower, the raw, expressive force that doesn't just think outside the box, it lights it on fire and dances in the ashes. Put them together? You're not just a spark. You're a walking lightning bolt. But here's the wisdom, all that electricity means nothing if you're zapping everything in sight without direction. Here's my advice, from someone who's studied both astrology and human nature long enough to know this: take risks that nourish your soul, not just your ego. Because when Aries grows from impulsive to intentional, that's when the real magic happens. So in 2025, don't play small and don't play safe either. Just make sure you're not setting fire to bridges you'll wish you had later. Rebel wisely. Shock the system, but with love. And maybe, keep a fire extinguisher handy. Let's talk about number 31, an odd little combo that might not scream Aries at first glance, but stay with me. Because beneath your firestorm energy, impulsive declarations, an occasional habit of jumping into the deep end without checking the water level, there's a part of you craving something deeper. Something that 31 delivers in spades: alignment. See, if 13 was your rebel spark, then 31 is your spiritual GPS. It's not here to dim your fire, Aries. It's here to aim it. The number 3 brings bold self-expression, that unfiltered passion you bring to the table whether you're starting a new business or just telling someone they're wrong. Bless your heart. And the 1? That's divine direction. Not just going fast, going with purpose. Together, they form a quiet little mantra for 2025, be still, while launching rockets. Or as I like to translate for Aries, yes, you can be a badass and still take a nap. The symbol here is the rabbit, quick, intuitive, soft but not weak. Basically, it's you during the 2 times a year you actually let yourself relax. Rabbits know when to move, and when to stay perfectly still. That kind of discernment? That's next level Aries. And of course, we can't forget the Buddhist whisper behind this number: peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Unless, of course, without is where your DoorDash driver is standing with Thai food. In which case, yes, please open the door. Enlightenment can wait 5 minutes. So in this year of triumph, Aries, let 31 remind you that true strength isn't always loud. Sometimes, it's knowing when to pause. When to breathe. When to direct your fire, not just light stuff up. Now this right here is an Aries number if I've ever seen one. Number 8. Bold, balanced, infinite. It doesn't just stand there like any old digit, it loops. It flows. It moves. Sound familiar? That's because 8 captures the essence of what Aries energy becomes when it grows up a little, still powerful, still fiery, but now with direction and a sprinkle of wisdom that says, maybe I shouldn't burn every bridge just because I can. In Buddhist philosophy, 8 represents the Noble Eightfold Path, a sacred guide to right living, right thinking, right speaking. Basically, it's Buddhism's version of a user manual for the human mind. Now imagine combining that with Aries fire. You're looking at the potential for not just personal transformation but planetary impact. That's the kind of power number 8 holds. And yes, it does kind of look like a barbell. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. This number wants you strong in body, mind, and purpose. If you're lifting the emotional weight of 1,000 half-finished projects and text messages you regret, 8 is your cosmic spotter. The animal symbol here? The dragon. Not the fire-breathing rage monster from fantasy novels, but the wise, flowing, elemental force that moves with grace and strength. It's basically Aries with a meditation app and better boundaries. The dragon doesn't chase, it attracts. It doesn't react, it responds. So here's your Aries challenge for 2025, straight from the cosmos. Spend 8 minutes in silence, and no, doom scrolling doesn't count as meditation. Perform 8 acts of kindness, and punching your pillow doesn't qualify, even if it's therapeutic. Write down 8 intentions, and I'm gonna stop you right now if become a billionaire is on the list without some world healing attached to it. Number 8 isn't asking you to change who you are. It's asking you to channel it into something infinite, something meaningful, something worthy of the chosen ones in this year of triumph. Number 18. The wild child of the number world. And honestly, it might just be the most accurate reflection of Aries' mental landscape, a place where thoughts swing from vine to vine like caffeinated monkeys with something to prove. You know exactly what I mean. 1 minute you're plotting world domination, the next you're wondering if your ex still thinks about you, and then suddenly, boom, you're researching how to open a llama rescue sanctuary in Peru. Classic Aries. But here's the thing, number 18 isn't chaos for chaos's sake. It's creative electricity waiting to be harnessed. In numerology, 1 is the spark of new beginnings, and 8 is cosmic rhythm flow, karma, infinite energy loops. Put them together and you get this dynamic, new ideas moving in divine motion. The universe isn't asking you to shut your brain off. That would be impossible. It's just suggesting you give it a creative outlet, preferably one that doesn't involve texting your ex for closure. This is where Buddhist wisdom slips in with its usual calm clarity. Your mind is not the enemy, it's a tool. The goal isn't to silence the monkey. It's to hand it a paintbrush. Here's your Aries style challenge. Spend 18 minutes a day in beautiful, ridiculous, unfiltered creative chaos. Journal, draw, build something out of Legos, invent a board game for people with commitment issues, whatever sets your brain free. Let your mind wander, but hand it a map. Structure your exploration so it feeds your spirit, not just your search history. Because let's face it, you're weird. That's your superpower in 2025. And the world doesn't need another perfectly polished machine. It needs an Aries unafraid to paint outside the lines, dream louder than doubt, and turn that monkey mind into a masterpiece. Let's talk about number 36, a number that shows up not to hype you up, Aries, but to ground you in something real. And after all the battles you've charged into, all the big wins, wild detours, dramatic exits, triumphant comebacks, and let's not forget the occasional emotional meltdown in aisle 6, this number arrives like a wise old friend. It doesn't shout, it doesn't push. It just gently says, hey, maybe it's time to live from the heart, not just the hustle. See, 3 is the number of fearless self-expression. It's the Aries megaphone, bold, original, unapologetic. And 6? That's sacred harmony, compassion, connection, peace. Put them together and you've got the full picture of what freedom actually looks like. Not the blow everything up and start over kind. But the type of freedom that comes when you're no longer performing, pleasing, or proving. You're just aligned. Buddhism has a quiet little gem of truth here. You yourself must strive. The Buddhas only point the way. And yes, Aries, this means you can build the empire and find your inner peace, just maybe not at the same time, and definitely not by skipping sleep for 4 nights straight. Here's what number 36 is really asking of you. Ditch the performance. Stop following scripts written by people who don't even get you. Write your own story boldly, fiercely, truthfully. And when it no longer serves you, burn it. Then dance barefoot and laughing in the ashes. Because this, dear Aries, is the number of the chosen ones. Not the loudest in the room, but the most authentic. The ones who know that real power isn't in rebellion, it's in alignment. And when you finally stop chasing the spotlight and start becoming your own source of light, that's when the real magic kicks in. Alright, Aries, If you've made it all the way here without rage clicking out or launching your phone across the room in a fiery burst of cosmic impatience, then congratulations! You're not just watching this video. You're remembering. You're remembering that deep down beneath the hustle, the ambition, the don't tell me what to do attitude, there's a soul that craves more than just winning. You crave meaning, purpose, impact, and maybe, just maybe, a little peace. So here's your next move. If any part of today's wild, fiery, soul-shaking journey spoke to you, drop a comment below so I know who's riding this cosmic wave with me. Say I am a seeker if this is your first time dipping your toes into the sacred, and slightly sarcastic, waters of Zodiac Talks Tarot. Say I walk the path if you've been on this journey with me before, if your soul is already half-packed for your next spiritual adventure. And if you're thinking, please, I made the path, well, you're probably Aries. Loud, proud, and blazing trails while the rest of us are still trying to find our shoes. Now, bonus time, let's get into something that might sound strange coming from a fire sign who's always chasing the next goal, the next thrill, the next mountain to punch into submission, generosity. Yep. That thing your inner warrior sometimes forgets is part of the victory. Here's why generosity makes you richer than winning the lottery, no scratch tickets required. 1. It enhances gratitude and perspective. Even Aries, yes, even you, can't deny that giving feels good. It softens the ego. It quiets the part of your brain that's always yelling go, and replaces it with a gentle thank you. That's where real strength starts. 2. It attracts abundance. When your energy says, I have enough to give, the universe hears, this one's ready for more. And you know what it says back? Bet. Here's more opportunity. More connection. More magic. You can't outgive the universe, but it's fun trying. 3. It builds stronger relationships. People trust givers. They remember who showed up. And Aries, we adore you, even when you bulldoze into our lives like a one-person marching band. But when you give without conditions, people don't just survive your energy, they thrive in it. 4. It boosts your health. Science backs this up. Giving lights up the brain like a 4th of July fireworks show. Dopamine. Oxytocin. Lower stress. Better sleep. Longer life. Oh, and bonus, fewer nights spent screaming into a pillow because the world isn't moving fast enough. 5. It triggers the law of reciprocity. Real story, Daniel, a mechanic, gave everything he could to help others. Lost it all. But guess what? The people he helped came back. With kindness. With loyalty. With resources. He rebuilt, better than before. The moral? Give without tracking the return. The universe always remembers. And so, Aries, as we wrap up this deep dive into your 6 lucky, no, powerful, numbers for the year of Triumph 2025, I want you to remember something. These numbers? They aren't just digits. They're mirrors. They reflect your fire, your flaws, your brilliance, and your boundless potential, all wrapped in cosmic truth and a little Buddhist wisdom. Real wealth for the chosen ones like you doesn't come from winning the rat race. It comes from aligning your mindset, your energy, and your spirit. When those 3 are in sync, you don't just survive, you soar. So take a breath, Aries. Let go of the need to fix, force, or fight for everything. Sometimes, the most powerful move is to trust. To be. And yes, to give. And if you agree that generosity builds trust, say it loud in the comments. Let the universe know you're not just here for a good time, you're here for a meaningful one. Now don't forget, like, share, and subscribe to Zodiac Talks Tarot. This is just the beginning of your cosmic comeback story. The stars are speaking, and I've got the mic ready for the next message. See you in the next video, Aries. Stay bold. Stay kind. And for once, maybe enjoy the journey without trying to race to the finish line.